I guess now that I'm here, I can just start talking about stuff, which is kind of what I was planning on doing originally as a ill-suited specimen. Does that make sense? As someone who is not currently suitable for public spaces, as in I am currently diagnosed with the COVID-19 virus. Oh, you might notice through my vocal cords, my sound in my voice, that it is not entirely an appealing tone of voice. But I'm trying something out here, something that may or may not be considered low effort, that I kind of, with my own moral compass, could consider low effort myself. I'm just gonna be building stuff and talking about life, as most people should. More of a form of self-expression than an expression of trying to get subscribers and views. Speaking of subscribers and views, you should scroll down and click that button. I'm trying to find a good place to start here, but nothing's looking too appealing right now. I like this area. I'll start over here. So I think I was going to talk about something about self-observation. I feel like all the time I'm trying way too hard to figure out what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Which in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I could be using it for better things like, I don't know, creative freedom or positive things like applying to college or something. Of course, it's probably not a healthy way to perceive anything, because instead of just thinking about it, why can't I just exist? You know? But by saying that, it also means I am blaming the universe. It really, you could go deep in this rabbit hole of wondering why you're thinking about specific things instead of just allowing it to exist, if that makes sense. And that usually stirs into the concept of content creation. Because content creation, people who don't make content or just make content for fun, instead of doing this thing where you drag in your emotional state and think about your success and place your value around that, people who don't do that presumably would not know how the intricate details of your mental state can really affect the way your content is perceived by the public. I think for a lot of years, recently I just started reading books about mental state and how to make content. And the main thing I've learned, and the main thing I've noticed with the most successful content creators, is that if your ego gets in the way of things, it's either going to be hard to enjoy the process or hard to be successful whatsoever. Because people sense the energies that you give out. And it sounds like some kind of hippie crap, you know? But it's just true. Any emotional state you're in, people can just tell immediately, somehow. I don't know how. I guess we just give off some crazy wavelengths or something. But really, my thought process with any of it, specifically self-observation, the whole thing I'm talking about right now, it's really just a matter of, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, if I'm being honest here. But it feels like, from my experience, that constantly trying to figure out what you're thinking of, why you're thinking it, and what it's going to do for you. It can be positive. It can be positive, I guess. Depends on how you look at it. But I've always been the kind of kid that I feel like my ego gets in the way a lot of times. Sometimes I'm always thinking about, like, what's this going to do? Is this going to humiliate me? Maybe. Maybe not. Is this a good idea? I don't know. And sometimes you just got to stop caring. I very recently graduated high school, and being out of it really lets you set in on the idea that nothing you do actually matters to other people. Everyone's too worried about what they're doing. And if you've been on TikTok long enough, and I assume most people have tried to say that before, but it always comes down to that. I've always wanted to be able to have stories and things to be able to talk about on here, but I can't, because I've put myself in a place where either I was too scared to do something at the moment, or I haven't done anything to be able to tell the stories. Either that, or I just completely repressed any of the stories I've got in my mind, because all of them are either embarrassing or insignificant in some way. Just sitting here, I need to get better at this too. Just sitting here and talking about something is hard in itself, and I need to get much better at it. Because that's what I want as a career, and I'm not good at it, which is a problem. I'm screwing up step one, but I'm leaning into it more, which it might be a good thing. You never know. I could be leaning into the AdSense more, which I don't even have, but I could be leaning into it, and I don't. because I have a sense of gratitude. Just kidding. I don't have that either. What am I talking about? I always find myself just like, talking about some random crap, and I don't even realize what I'm talking about after 5 minutes. I feel like my first point doesn't even correlate with what my last point was. I've created a sword mixed with a bow here. I've always felt like on YouTube, the most comforting content you can watch ever is just stuff where people talk about things. And I think that's why I'm starting to think that I should lean towards that type of content. Because one, I can just do it. Two, it's like writing in a journal, except I get to upload it and see how many views I get. And three, nothing I talk about makes sense, so I have to learn how to talk to people. I'm bad at both socializing and talking to myself. That is a whole nother level of introverted. But I guess the more I do it, the more I holy crap, the more I do it, the better I'll get at it. Which is a positive way to look at it, I guess. Most of the time I'm just doing voiceovers, not just talking on the spot, and social speaking, which is something very important that you gotta learn as an adult male. I'm gonna build a skeleton here. Not like an actual one, you know what I mean, though. I would sure hope so. This is a kneecap. If you couldn't tell already, this is the kneecap. Kneecap number 2! This guy's nuts are gonna be right in the fire lines of this sword. That is very dangerous, good sir. And a lot of times when I've tried recording videos like this before, but a lot of times when I do it, I just run out of ideas after a while. I can't come up with ideas to talk about for 15 minutes straight, so sometimes I just start rambling about things, which is, I guess, what's going on now. I've just never been the type to talk about anything for this long of a time. It's probably something our entire generation has to get used to in the first place. I can't think of a pose that this guy's gonna do. He's just squatting over this sword right now, and it's looking a little strange. He's got a little slouch going on here. He's got that banana posture, dude. I'll stick with it. Alright, here's the shoulders. I guess it's still just the arms, but it's a little different. Yeah, I was playing Sky Wars earlier, and I forgot how upsetting that game is. I've noticed I've got something that I like to call PvP anxiety. It's really not a good thing if you want to get good at the game, because it keeps you from playing the game, which is a bit of a toxic paradox there, because if you want to get good at the game and you are too scared to play it, you will never be good at the game. It doesn't work out in your favor, but I guess it's one way to keep yourself from failing, I guess. I don't know. It seems like a lot of the time I've always had a lot of trouble just like talking about anything to anybody unless it's through messages. Because text just gives you a false sense of security, where you don't have to worry about judgment or anything else like that. But when it comes to just speaking, and knowing you're being recorded while you're speaking, there's a whole new filter that you got to put over yourself in order to start talking at all, which is kind of hard to overcome, for me at least. I don't know if it's probably a common thing. I think I've seen it with other people. But my personal experience with that is very not good. I'm going to cut out every single cough, by the way. Every single one. They're disgusting. They sound absolutely disgusting in real life, and they sound absolutely disgusting, I assume, through headphones. So I'm going to cut out every single one of those. I bet this voice is just unbearable to listen to by itself. I could probably see in the editing software every time it spikes. It's just going to spike up every time I have a little coughing fit. Hey, you never know. Maybe it'll boost my watch time. Alright, this is a knee. So I gotta do a little joint here that leads to a knee. I don't know. I've always wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber. Anytime I've made other videos like Roblox or something, I was like, yes, this is a fun video, right? But I don't want to establish myself as a YouTuber or anything else other than Minecraft. And I think that correlates with the whole ego thing. If you keep yourself from thinking like that, do not use me as an example. I'm a terrible example for probably anything in your life. Sick man talks about lifestyle while playing Minecraft creative mode. Don't listen to a word of advice I have, but if you want to. It's a free country. I used to know these kids in elementary school that would just... It would just be a big thing to flip off everybody. It was a very poorly influential choice as a child to be around people like that. Luckily, I ended up on the right side of my social life and did not end up flipping anybody off. fact, I did the very opposite. I gave everybody a firm handshake, just like the businessman I was raised to be. I'm an entrepreneur of sorts, you could say. In fact, I'm not. I think I would do a very bad job of owning a business. If I owned a business, that thing is crumbling apart immediately. That thing would have a lifespan of about 2 weeks until it falls apart and loses its place in the economy. I would do an okay job. I'm being a little hard on myself here. I think I would do an okay job at owning a business. You wanna know why? Because if I click on that sellout mode, I can do it easily. As long as you know how to market. Just give me an episode on Shark Tank and I got you. One episode is all it takes and I'll get 40% of the shares. Whatever that means. I know nothing about the economy. I somehow passed economics in high school, even though I understand still none of the terms that are being used in this modern day and age. Someone should enlighten me before I get sent off into the world. And by somebody, I mean Google.com. Google will help me out a little bit. Google helps with everything. Unless it's like how to tie your shoes or something, then you gotta go to wiki. It's good water. Back on the topic of content creation and the whole ego thing. A couple of days ago, I was thinking about rebranding, changing my skin, changing my name, stuff like that. And I just realized, one, I've stuck with this for way too long. Bad Boy Halos in my name. It's still really cool to me. That is the biggest interaction I've ever had in my life. I'll be right back. I'm back. What was I saying? So that established a lock onto this username. But it's also it's something like it's like clothes. I used to think that wearing cool clothes would have made me a cool person. And I always had to be told that it is not the clothes that make you as a person. You make the clothes. If you're a cool guy and you wear some goofy looking trousers, dude, then they're gonna end up being cool. You can change the course of fashion based on your personality. It's like Adam Sandler. Everyone loves Adam Sandler, but if he was a douche, everyone would make fun of him. Everyone would make fun of the way he wears clothes. If he was just some random dude on the street, no one would look at his clothes. But now everyone likes him. Everyone thinks he's cool and looks at his clothes and they say, "Dang, he's got drip. That's the Adam Sandler drip." That's how it works with YouTube. Just be a cool dude. Be a cool dude. That's all it takes. And your branding will follow after you. It's not the other way around. Your branding doesn't make who you are, technically. Unless you want to go the business route, the marketing route, which I must stray away from. Oh, God. That is very dangerous territory for me. A lot of times I worry about whether or not my lifestyle is going to negatively impact my future. Constantly thinking about YouTube and whether or not YouTube is going to be a possibility. Might keep me from being successful with, say, a 9 to 5. Of course, there are more opportunities to think about, I guess, with new forms of content and the way media is going. Short form's at an all-time high, I guess, but I don't really want to do short form. It feels a lot less authentic in a way. It feels a lot more like you're just following whatever you can do instead of what you want to do, which I guess people can do. People can want to do short form. I just don't. I don't want to do it, and I understand why people would want to do it. I did it for a while. I had a TikTok City series. That was one of my most popular series I've ever done in my life. And I just didn't like doing it. I didn't like doing it anymore. So I kind of stopped after a while. But I lost it because I got a new computer. So, of course, now I'm in a spot where if I wanted to go back, I could not. But it's kind of the poetic sense of it, isn't it? I stopped because I didn't want to, and now I just can't. Which is not inherently a bad thing. If I didn't want to do it, I shouldn't do it. I'm just saying, sometimes something that you lose motivation for, you could absolutely go back and gain the motivation back. That's what I did with YouTube every single time. It's just a matter of whether or not you're persistent enough to continue doing it. That's what I've always said. I think consistency is less important than persistency. If you're constantly posting, or whatever you do, if you're constantly creating, showing people things, and being productive, that's good. But it's less important if you're frequently doing it, and more important if you make sure you continue doing it. Because consistency won't matter if you're not persistent. You know what I'm saying? Someone put it on Instagram for once. I've been waiting for months. It kind of hurts to talk with this voice a little bit. Not to the point where it's extremely painful, but I have to mute my microphone and cough every 5 seconds. Recording this might not help, but I need a video. So, whatever I can to get it, you know? But I really need to get better at storytelling, and I wish I was good. One of my biggest inspirations right now is Technoblade, and he was incredible at storytelling. I don't know how he did it. I've been practicing every day on Hypixel PvP just to see how he even got that many kills and that many win streaks. And I just don't understand. I don't get it. That's some miraculous stuff, dude. That's some magician. That's some wizardry, dude. He was harnessing the power of dark magic in order to do that stuff. Would I sell my soul to win a game of Sky Wars? Absolutely. Would I still probably die even if I did that? Absolutely. I feel like the current state of Minecraft PvP, especially in Hypixel, is really at a point where it's almost unplayable for beginners and for people who just want to chill. I don't remember the game ever being like that until like the past 6 years. This guy looks like he's grabbing his crotch right now. Don't worry, it will not look like that soon enough. I've experimented with all sorts of content types. Of course, having to do with Minecraft, because that's what I want to do, you know. And I think sometimes you just gotta stop trying to experiment with all these different types of things and just make stuff. Especially at the start, you can experiment all you want if you are trying to create a business or doing some marketing stuff, doing some kind of strategy for your social image. But if you're just trying to do this for fun, doing whatever you do for fun, or trying to succeed as a personality, like on YouTube, then just lay back and just start making stuff. Just start filming, doing whatever you like to do. Just film everything. Maybe not everything, that might be illegal. Don't film any drug deals. I advise against you filming a drug deal. But yeah, no, this guy's grabbing his wanker, dude. Hold on, I have to solve this. Don't worry, I've got this covered. It's gonna be a shield, so it's not as revealing down here. To solve the problem of his strange proportions that he's got. No judgment behind that statement. I'm just saying, as an observation, that his proportions are very clearly off. But it seems like in the state of Minecraft YouTube right now, everyone's just doing the same things. You never really see that many unique people. Unless you're actively searching for them, then you'll find a lot of them. But what gets views right now in Minecraft is not something that most people want to be doing. It's something that they're forced to be doing so that they can make a living out of it. And I wouldn't criticize them for that, of course. Except mentally, subconsciously, I would, but not on purpose, exactly. More in the way that I wish Minecraft YouTube could be the way it was at one point, where you could watch 5 different content creators that all have very different, various styles of content, all in the same game. Now I feel like I'm watching a bunch of different Mr. Beasts playing Minecraft. I mean, hey, good on you for getting to that point where you can have enough energy to do that on a daily basis. Me personally, I don't have the energy to do that. So I won't, ever. Unless I have to. For that ad revenue. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. I don't think so. Though. At the expense of my mental health, I don't think I will. It's weird for me, just from a universal perspective. I feel like it's just strange that I want to be a content creator at all. I don't enjoy speaking. I just don't. I never have. At least, not conventionally. I rarely have enjoyed it. And I think that it's either just a learning curve, or that's just who I am. Maybe I just don't talk. I'm pretty sure it's the first one. I have a learning curve, too, and I gotta learn how to talk to people and to myself. In a certain sense, that's a positive thing. If I knew how to talk right out the womb, I would be banished for life, because I would not stop speaking to anybody. I just realized this guy's spine is currently revealed. I don't know what this is gonna be. I have a couple of good ideas. Motivation has always been a weird thing, as in, it just seems like a weird mental barrier that everyone has at some point, which in some way it is. And I think taking a break is good every so often. But really, what I believe is a better way to deal with motivation problems is to just look for a new angle. Look for another way you can view the problem you're having, or another way to continue doing whatever you were doing before you lost your motivation. I think that's more positive because then, one, you get to try out a new concept, and two, you get to continue working on it. You never lose that momentum. Guy's got a really strange looking back. He's got almost a Bigfoot build, or a raging alcoholic build. No offense to any raging alcoholics. I love ya. Sometimes I do wish I was better at Minecraft PvP, and I've tried it a lot, and it just stresses me out all the time. When I play, I get all shaky, and my hands turn numb, which might be a health problem. It might be a threat to my health, but I don't know. I've always admired those who could kill the entire server in a Skywars lobby. I've always been a fan of really big sticks. Here. Really big sticks are cool. It really gives you a sense of power. Doesn't this guy just look powerful to you? He's got some kind of superiority complex now. He's got the Staff of Wisdom. Now, whatever this big stick may be, I do not know yet. It will come to fruition eventually. Start working on the head here. I think he should be looking out left, like the main character. Like that. Yes, that's cool. What if it's a big dragon? I think I'm just gonna make it a big dragon with some purple flames. A huge dragon. Dragons are sick. I wish they were real. If dragons were real, all of my mental problems would go away. All of my real life problems would go away as well. I don't really have any though. I don't have any problems. I'm playing Minecraft, dude. I'm playing creative mode, talking about my thought process. This is really a unproblematic situation to be in. I want this guy to have a more sharp mouth, you know? Let's wider base. Come in like that. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to close in his spinal cord. Oh, what is wrong with this guy? It's fine. I don't judge. I'm non-judgmental. Gotta get the tail in here. Let's make this thing... Alright, this thing's gotta be, like, crazy. Is that a good tail shape? Yeah, I'd say it is. That looks pretty sick. Pretty sick. So the head would go up, around, a little out. There you go. Nope, a little too flat now. Got a bit of a concussion here. Alright. Yes, that is perfect. That is actually perfect. Look at that. Is that sick or what? Yeah, you can't really see my vision, I guess, but maybe you can. I don't know. You never know. You never know nowadays. Everyone's got different opinions nowadays, you know? Can't keep up with the media anymore. No, this is cool. Nah, that is cool. This is cool looking. Let's just hope it stays cool looking. Because if not, then I'm gonna throw this entire build. If not, let's connect this jaw here. Horns. He's gotta have horns, but he's also gotta have those cool looking fish ears, you know? That's not what I had in mind. I'll do that afterwards. That's an afterwards thing. I feel like if you've made it this far into the video, I'd be surprised. I can barely handle listening to someone with a sick voice who sounds sick, you know? Someone who's sick. It really just gets on my nerves a little bit. I'm always thinking, clear your throat. Look, buddy, they've probably tried that. I've tried that, okay? It doesn't work. Not everything's sparkles and rainbows, buddy. Sorry, was that too harsh? I don't know how to get this head shape down. It's probably good without this. Yeah, that's fine. Probably give him a little hat so this goofy looking head shape doesn't prevail any longer. I'm kind of liking how this is looking right now. Let me set the base for the horns real quick. Does that work? I'd say that works for now. I'll have to change it in a bit. I also want this kind of vibe too. So, about like this. Up, down. Fish ear type of thing. I guess. We'll try it out. We'll try it out. See if it works. I'm open-minded. I'm gonna tell you now, my room is hot as balls right now, dude. I'm sweating like crazy. I feel each droplet. Sorry, might be kind of gross. Be a little nasty. Not sure. Alright, I'm doing the wings. This is my favorite part. Alright, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool looking. Except he's not really fleshed out. He doesn't really have all the details in there. Something's wrong here. This does not fit here. Yikes. Where would the eyes be on a dragon? Now it's starting to look like a mallard duck. Is that it? That's probably it. That's fine. That's good. No, that's good. That's good. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Alright, this side. Yeah, that works. That works. I'm gonna finish off with the teeth here. That's really gonna spice up this mouth area. This is a very abstract looking dragon, I just realized. It's like a crossbreed between a lizard and a mallard duck. Alright, that's good enough for now. Smacks. Oh crap! Smag's dragon, but it's like a cool one. This is my dragon. He is incomplete, and in the next video, not the direct next one, I will be completing this one, this build here, and this is gonna be the build world now. By the way, this is my new. This is my new thing. It's my new thing. I'm trying stuff out here. My new thing, and this is step one here. And that sword was technically that sword was step one. Now we're just doing this. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys later. I hope you like it. Hopefully I'm not sick in a week. But okay. All right. Bye. Getting awkward now. I'll see you. All right. Bye.